So when we think about risk management or cyber risk management, enterprise risk management, however you want to term it, I think it's really important to understand that risk management is the foundation for your cybersecurity program. A lot of times we think about putting together a cybersecurity program and we're basing it off of frameworks such as, for example, ISO 27000 and 20001 2, whether it be the NIST or the CMMC from NIST for U.S. federal contractors. There's a ton of frameworks out there that tell you how to apply or how to use a security framework. What's important, if you will. But if you look at each of those frameworks, the first step that they have is to get your management to understand and identify risk. So I think that, again, it's really important to recognize that this is the first step. Now, ironically enough, a lot of organizations apply or look at risk management as a checklist within your compliance program, right? Like I mentioned, we're using frameworks, again, ISO, NIST, pick your flavor of framework. And we are using that as, a step-by-step how-to checklist, but we're not really recognizing the fact that the first and foremost step is, again, involving the business. A lot of businesses are looking at it as that check mark, and that's like putting the cart before the horse. So I really want us to take a deep dive and look at how to apply risk management from a business decision perspective. So when we talk about doing that, it's really important to get your business to sit down and talk to you about where those areas of risk are. So when we look at cyber risk management or enterprise risk management, we need to think about it from a perspective of what's important to the business. I know traditionally we in technology feel we understand and we know what the business is. We understand where the hot points are and challenges. So for example, if the, payroll system goes down, that's an impact to the business. So when we as technologists look at the risks and the risk appetite, if you will, we're looking at it from a systems perspective, a systems and applications, whereas we really need to think about it from a business perspective. So I really want to, challenge you. Is your risk program genuinely informing the business to help make the right business decisions, or are you just using as a, hitting the, checklist on your, cybersecurity compliance program? So again, in order to do that, that means sitting down with the business and not just saying, what are the 5 systems that you feel are absolutely critical to the running of the organization. They're going to come back and give you, what those are. It could be like Microsoft M365. It might be your payroll system. It might be your AWS. Pick a system. That's not the conversation to have. We really, in order to have the business value your risk management conversation and be able to bring data to the organization, the business leaders, to really understand where the risks are within the organization, we need to have that as a business conversation. So for years and years and years, I, as a practice in CISO, would go to the business and say, okay, tell me what your critical systems are. They would give them to me. I had the critical systems list. And voila, that's, any threats to payroll system, any threats to such and such system, that's, where the risk scoring came in. But that's the wrong conversation to have. Again, the conversation needs to be turned around so that you meet with the business leaders and you don't ask what the critical systems are they have or who uses them. Turn the conversation around and say, tell me what the top 3 to 5 business processes are. That if you don't perform these processes, that it's going to be catastrophic or really damaging to your department and or the organization.